As I'm on my way to Shannon, a thought just came to mind. Why not make a detour to Ballycalla and recall part of our life we left behind? Many changes have evolved from here. Even look at that sign and you'll see the place we called Ballycalla is now signed as Ballycally. Now we've just left Ballymurta Cross and arrived on Hayes' Hill. Sure, Katie's house is no longer there, but we fondly remember her still. On this hillside overlooking Shannon, where we watched planes come and go, lies buried beneath 2 feet of soil, the gun post we all know. So this is it, the family home that housed 12 children and mum and dad. It's not easy to stop and look at it without feeling somewhat sad. The 5-acre garden that produced so much of vegetables and flowers so grand. We can picture our mum in the middle of it all with a bunch of lupins in her hand. This little shed you see in front has history you won't believe. It held many a good time barn dance to the songs of the great Jim Reeves. It also doubled as a school when Stonehall School was being revamped, and is sometimes sheltered a tinker or two, as just down the road they camped. We remember the black soil garden, not too far from our home. Another acre or so that managed to grow fruit and vegetables in that earth-filled loam. Many times was I sent to McMahon's shop, yes, this one that you see, for a few pints of milk, a loaf of bread, and a macaroon bar just for me. We've just passed Tommy Liddy's house, the community pump and more. That's Mac's house just over there. Long gone is the red front door. A much loved establishment has just come into view. Yes, it's the Honk, well known to many, but most especially to me and you. It's a place where 45 was played by all of us young and old, and sometimes it was a bargaining place where cattle were bought and sold. It's now credited as a modern pub and boasts service without any fuss. The McGlynn's are still remembered here, sure they have a special graw for us. I hope we can see the Silver Strand. Oh, look, it's overgrown. You may not wish to follow, so I think I'll go alone. Now I can see the water. The beach I'm afraid not so well. It was here we had Sunday picnics among the seaweed and the shells. This is the Fergus River, where we all learned to swim. Among the reeds, the silt and the mud, and that's if the tide was in. At 7 a.m. we would have had our swim, which now seems a little crazy. Then with string wild mushrooms on our way home and the stem of the oxeye daisy. Here we see Kerrigerry Church, which has just come into sight, when women sat left of the aisle and men were on the right. Mass would start at 9 o'clock, but there were old lads like Mikey Mack who would come in last and for all the mass would stay standing at the back. To this church we came quite often, where novenas and rosaries were said. Right now it holds a special place in our hearts, as it was here Tom and Mary were wed. The Crossroads dance, this is where it was, outside Tommy Fitz's house, where the boys and girls would strut their stuff and sing at the top of their voice. Now we're down the road at Stonehall School, where nearly all of us did go. It was a school of just 2 classrooms, about 80 pupils or so. It had no central heating, no running water or toilets like now, but we managed to cope with what we had, and we all got through it somehow. Have we all left Ballycalla? Not so, for we left behind 2 members of our family to watch over it and to mind. For sadly we scattered the ashes of Paddy and Andy in 2015 on this hillside that once grew a half an acre of runner beans. Well, we've now completed the circle and back again on the hill. As we overlook once more Ballycalla House, I just hope that all of you will pass on all of the memories, the joys and all the fun, as I am so very proud to do, to the 3 of my grandsons.